Hi everyone. Sorry we're in the waiting process for a little bit. I had to go grab a blanket because it is chilly with my computer tonight. So yeah. I'm all cozy in my blankie. So yeah, hi. How y'all doing? Hope you're all doing well. Hope everything's going good. Well, if it's morning, night, or afternoon, whatever it may be. Hope you're all having a good time. But yeah, hi. We're finishing Kiryu Coco. Hopefully today, or getting somewhere with it. We may not finish it, but we might get, progress done. But yeah, I'm all cozy in my blankie. I got some bevies, so yeah, we're on a good roll right now. But like I said, hope you're all doing well. So yeah, let's just jump into it. Let's just get started. So I think we're just gonna start shading. I think we'll save the background for last, because I know what I already want to do for a background. So what we're gonna have to probably do is just shade like the central face, because the light's gonna be coming in from behind her. I mean, we can kind of get like a basic idea of what the background will look like. So if we just like do this, for example, and I think like the whole aspect we wanted to do was to take portions of like her hair color and stuff. So like we'd have like, this orange probably would be at the bottom. So what we'd probably have is something like this. So if we just grab this brush, something like this, and then we might have like the reds that she has for like her skirt here. Or alternatively, where's my little remote? There it is. I have to charge this thing. It's probably almost dead. For those of you guys who might be curious, I have the little Wacom remote. I forget what it's called, but yeah, that's what I use for like all this stuff to go kind of like this and all that. It's like there's no key prompts or anything. I just kind of use this little remote that I got. But anyways, yeah, if we just do something like this and then maybe grab the red from her skirt and bring it down here. Oh, look at that! We found a big mistake. Yeah, so that we need to fix. Let's see here. Scrolly up, get rid of the rough. So it's just this portion here. Okay. We can just simply delete that. So just drag that line. Oopsie. Drag that line. Almost there. Yeah. Yeah, hope you guys are all doing well. I know it's maybe the beginning of the week for some of y'all. For me, it's just nearing the end, so that's fun. Hey, you're back from the grave. Hey, Ark, how you doing, buddy? Back from the grave. Where'd you go? We're just finishing up Coco here. Now let's get rid of this because now I'm getting confused with the colors being the same. So here we go. I need to just find my hair layer. I didn't name these layers, so that's probably something we're also gonna need to do. Or before we go any further. Yeah. Let's see, probably keep this here like that. I don't know what this line here is. Oh, I know what this line's supposed to be. Where is my ribbon? I know it's here somewhere. Yeah, so probably what we're gonna do for today's stream is I'm gonna probably get my layers named, probably. We're gonna do that right away. And then after that, we'll do probably some gradients, and then probably do some shading after if we have the time. This up here I don't like. We have to change that real quick. We might keep this, like the little purple in the back that she kind of has for her hair, but we'll see. I think it purely depends on how it looks in the end. But it's nice to have there for now. We can always change stuff around if we don't like it. Just go ahead and erase that. There we go. So yeah, this all looks pretty good. This part should probably also be the same color, so we probably color that as well. It'll be a little messy here. A little messy. There we go. Yonky. Yonky donkey. So yeah. I'm considering and kind of dreading doing the background, which is why I'm putting it off for last, because my idea was to have clouds and stuff behind her with the sunset kind of behind her as well. And probably have, like, I don't know, cherry blossoms or something, you know, give something to pass like in front of her. So yeah, that was my thought process, but I kind of, drawing clouds for me is kind of like, oh boy. So I kind of want to hold off on that. You're out of town with no internet connection? Oh, dude, that's rough. I'm sorry, I live off the internet. Once I was exposed to the internet, there was no coming back. There was no coming back for me. It was just, yeah, I just became a fucking internet goblin. All right, let's see. Little gremlin. Oh no, the music stopped while I'm coloring. How dare you, Spotify? I mean, that's kind of like the kind of color I'm going for anyways. And we'll probably do like an overlay over her as well, but like, yeah. I mean, obviously this would probably be like, you know, screen or something like that, or probably like a multiply. Well, not like that. But yeah, we'll figure, oh, that's satanic. Yeah, we'll figure something out with this, but that's kind of like the general scheme I was going for. So we'll have like, the light will be mainly from like up there. So if we do like an overlay, right? So if we do like, I don't know, overlay, bring it down to like 20%. Kind of get like that sunset effect. Kind of like that. What's this? Oh yeah, the two. We'll do that. Yeah, and then we can just like do like a little clippy clip. It looks like that. The color's not in the line art folder? What the fuck? Druce. Dumb brain. There you go. Yeah, that'll give it like the nice sunset effect or whatever. So we'll keep that there. We won't keep it on. We'll do that. And then, yeah, I'm gonna name my layers real quick. Also, what are backgrounds? Oh, that's cool. We went to Vermont staying at the... Oh, gotcha. That's cool, bro. Yeah, hey, nothing wrong with that. You got the bros to hang out, crack open some beers, have a good time. Nothing wrong with that. And backgrounds, never heard of them. Yeah. I used to never do backgrounds. Like a lot of my early art, I used to always avoid it, but I'm like, dude, I can't keep avoiding this for like a long time anymore. I have to do this. I have to man up. Let's see. We'll just do tail inside. We'll name this one tail. Sorry, it's gonna be boring. I'm naming layers because I didn't name the layers on the stream. Let's do, I don't know. Is this just the horns or is this the cuffs? Oh, okay. We'll just do end horns. And then we'll do, I don't know, band/brown. Band/browns. This will be our horns. This is hair. Yeah! Congratulations, you're here watching me name layers. Oh, this is her diploma. Okay. We'll just put dip, potato chip. Ribbon, which might be a cool idea. I was talking about this last stream. Yeah, laughs in under 21. Oof. That's a big oof, son. I don't know, we'll call this ornament? Orb? What's it called? Orb. Ribbon. We'll just put ribs. Ribs. I had some really good ribs or something, actually. Let's see. What haven't I named? We'll just put, oh, this one here. Okay, horn/, we'll just put this horn/gold. Okay. Cool. So yeah, we have the skin first. So I think what we'll do, we'll just start doing like our gradients, and then we'll just go from der. So yeah. How fucking pale is Coco? Oh, sorry. I'm cursing early today. But yeah, I'm curious. Let's just go ahead and drag this over here. Our little reference thing. I think we took it straight from her colors thing, but she's kind of like not super pale. I think what we'll do is we will do our little gradient here. Let's see. Dun 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 dun. How do we want to do this? That's the question, because it was basically like I'm trying out like a new shading style, so I just want to like think to myself first what I want to do. I think I know what I want to do. So let's do this. Yeah. Grab this little thing here and... Oh, no! What's wrong? Oh, that's why. Do a little thing here underneath the bangs in the face. Grab a little blur tool. Just blur that shit. There we go. Just on the face. We're just gonna do the gradients now. We're not gonna worry about shading or any kind of like color blotches or anything like that. We're just gonna do strictly shading right now. Or strictly gradient, I should say. So yeah, we have a little undershirt here, so we can kind of make that a little different here, add some kind of texture to it. So just grab this color, kind of, oh nope, click on one layer, and then bring it across. That's kind of a fleshy tone, which I kind of don't want, but I think we can fix it later. You put some of it up here, put some right here. Definitely put some at the bottom. Right there. And then just grab our little blur tool again and blur that shit. Blur, blur, blur. Blur, 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 blur. I think what we'll do, we'll actually just make it like a gray. It's like, it's basically like a off-brand white. It's not like a tan, even though that's like what Clip Studio wants it to be. There we go. Something like that, maybe. Yeah, move it down a little bit. Like, kind of watching the bottoms, see how well they go. That's not too bad, and we can kind of touch up the rest. So we can kind of touch this up a little bit, kind of erase this portion here, erase that up there. Probably bring, yeah, that actually looks pretty good. And we have this one here, which we're not going to touch. We have the coat, so I think with the coat we'll do the same thing. I'll actually do a little something different. We're going to do a multiply at the bottom, and we'll do, oopsie, and we'll do we'll do a screen at the top here to give it like a little bit of a lighter color. Probably something like this. Probably also put on the sleeve a little bit. Put the multiply on the sleeve as well, like right there. For the screen. And this is just kind of give it to more some life, some color, so it's not just like all one static piece. You can't really do it with the off-brand white because it's already like really bright and white. You wouldn't really notice it. But with something like black, you can kind of fiddle around with it and kind of go from there. I messed that up just a little bit. Oh no, my little thing's too big. It's too big. It's right there. There we go. Oh, I already did the thing. Fuck. There we go. And give it a good old 1-2 right there. And the greatest thing about it is we can always just turn on the opacity. So it's like, hey, it's a little bit too dark. Okay, cool. Well, we'll just lasso it a little bit here, and then drag that bitch down. Just oh, whoops. Wow. Goddamn magic. It's the power of technology. There we go. We can just once again merge it all together. This one over here is like a little less now, so we can just get a little bit of black in there. Give it a little bit. There you go. Merge. We also want to get rid of this here. So just take our eraser and we'll just delete. Oopsie. Aw, man. It's always at the last second. There we go. There we are. Yeah, and just add a little bit of some gradient to this, kind of keep it nice and different looking. It doesn't need to be too drastic, like just a little bit. There we go, something like that. And just add some texture to it, you know? We have our little cuffs here, so we can probably just do like a little bit of a... Oops, I pressed the wrong thing. We probably just do like maybe just like a little bit of a multiply down at the bottom there. So something like maybe like right around here. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. Something like that, and then have some for like this little portion here. Maybe this little portion there. And we'll have to make our tool a little smaller because these are like little small ones. So it doesn't overpower it too much, because if it overpowers it too much, it kind of just makes the whole thing that color. There we go. Kind of keep it nice, keep it simple. It adds some texture to it. I want to come back to this undershirt later. I'm not a fan of what I did, so I'm just gonna actually delete that. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it though. So then we have the horns. Those will be kind of interesting because we're kind of like doing two things at once. So we're gonna grab these, kind of feel like can have a little bit of both, so they can have a multiply and a screen layer. And we can just kind of run it along the bottom here, along the bottom for this as well. But we have to erase it right here. That's not an eraser, that's the blur tool, Jews. There we go. And then we can do, I think what we'll do, we'll make the edges, the inside right here, that dark multiply right here. And we'll make the edges the screen layer. I feel like that'll make it look really good. We can just kind of do something like this, something like this. Once again, giving it some of that density. And we can do screen for it next. Oh, that's very bright. Oh boy. Okay, we'll have to definitely turn that down, but we should be fine. Do a little thing there, do a little thing here, a little one there maybe. Grab a little blur tool, do a little of a blendy blend. Kind of bring that down to a more reasonable degree. Bring this one down to a more reasonable degree. Probably like 25. Yeah, I feel like that's good. And maybe like a nice 35 for the screen. Yeah, that looks pretty damn good actually. So I think actually, and also before I forget, no, stop telling me I can't drag it. I know I can drag it. There we go. And we'll just zoom in on Coco's. We're sort of like, yeah, there it is. We're just focusing on that. Okay, so let's see here. We kind of have this. We kind of have the little screen done. We have the, what's this? I named something t-shirt, and I don't know what that is supposed to be. Oh, that's not a t-shirt though. The skirt. I feel like we do a little bit of a gradient on the skirt, so why don't we do something like this? We do multiply, and just, we're gonna keep it tiny. We're gonna keep it super tiny because it's not that prominent. So we're just gonna do something like this. It absolutely did nothing. Yes, it did. It did a little tiny thing, but it's hard to notice. Probably do it again, just to go over it real quick. But you can always just drag it down. There we go. Now I can kind of drag it down a little bit. There we go. And then we can do the tail. So I think what we'll do for the tail here is very simple. We'll just grab our multiply, grab the color, kind of do something like this, and then grab our screen. Just do it right here like this. And then grab our little blur tool. Grab our little blur tool again for this layer. Probably move back the dark section just a little bit more like that. Bring down the opacity. Bring down this opacity, and there we go, gamers. We're gaming. We're gaming. The power of the Blendy Boy tool. Yes, the power of the Blendy Boy. It's all powerful. You have to bend before the bend. You have to bend the knee before the Bendy Boy. Yeah, it's actually me and the blend tool. I probably use the blend tool more than I use any other tool, to be honest with you, because I use it a lot for shading and gradients and stuff. It's a very useful tool. It's something that you should always kind of have in your arsenal. All right. Horns. That's right. We have to do the horns too. So I think what we'll do for the horns, we won't worry about this section. We won't worry about the band. We will worry about this though. So what we'll do is we'll grab this part. I think, if I'm not mistaken, her horns get darker around the ends, or is it around the, which end is it though, if I remember correctly? It gets kind of lighter at the end, like at the tips. So what we'll do is we'll do the gradient like here. That's color burn. I want to do multiply, please. Thank you. And then we'll do another layer. Bop, bop. And we'll just do screen. Go about like halfway. Same for this one. Grab our little Blundy boy. Blundy boy! And then we'll just, oh, whoa, that's the wrong one. And then we'll do this. There we are. Gonna add some color to that horn. And it's not like super prominent, so like we'll bring it down to a good degree. There we go, something like that. Maybe even bring this one down a little more, something like that. Hair, I mean, there's really not much we do with the hair when it comes to a gradient. We could probably do a little something. I don't want to be too prominent though, because, you know, it's her hair and it's kind of like the focal point in this. So what we'll probably do is I'll probably just take this and I'll probably just do a quick screen along the ends here. We're kind of, I'm shooting from the hip, yeah, if you guys can't tell. But yeah, so we'll do like a little bit of something like this, I feel, around like the ends and the tips of the hair. Do a little bit of a thingy. Grab our Blundy boy. Definitely bring down the opacity. We'll do a little multiply up here as well. Where's multiply? There it is. And then we'll just do it like right up here. Probably have it creep down just a little bit. Something like that. Probably bring it down just a little bit. That actually didn't come out so bad, so we're just gonna leave it like that. The screen though definitely needs to come down. That's a way too big of a contrast. So probably do something like a nice like 25 opacity. Yeah, that works out pretty well. Kind of want to do the same for this here. So I think what we'll do is actually just do something like that. And yeah, I feel like that makes it look a little bit nicer, a little bit cleaner. I think what we'll do, I'll also add some of it over here to this section, because I don't think any of it got it down here. Yeah, no, none of it did. And we'll do a little bit more of a blendy tool. Blendy boy! Just see how the contrast works. Yeah, looks pretty good. We don't want it to be too prominent, because that's what all the shading's for. So now we also have the diploma. Diploma can definitely get some gradient action going on here. So it'll probably be, the sun's gonna be behind it around the corner. So what we're probably gonna do is do a multiply here at the bottom. And we'll put a screen at the top. So we'll do some dark at the bottom, light at the top up here. Kind of blend it all together. We can use a big brush because I wanted to take up a good amount of the diploma. There we go. I think that's good. You could probably bring the screen up just a little bit. There we go, that's not so bad. Maybe bring it down just a little bit. And then the ribbon, I think what I'll do is I'll have it get darker as it gets like to the halfway point and use a big blur tool to make that gradient. So we'll just do something like this. We might have to do like something like color burn because the fact that color is like so vibrant, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So what we could probably do is make it like more of like a gray. Yeah, a little too much though. I kind of want to make it like something, yeah, like that. There we go. That's actually perfect. Now we can just give it a good old big blendy boy. All right, something like that. The orb I think is fine. We already kind of did that. The ribbons are fine. So yeah, that's our gradient. It's very simplistic. I mean, it's a very beginning process that I do, and it doesn't take up too much time because of just the fact that, well, I don't know, I don't really do a lot with it. It's just kind of like a few things here and there to kind of make it look pretty. kind of make it stand out a little bit. And yeah, that's kind of like how we do it. Probably bring down the multiply for the coat as well, just a little bit lower. I think it's a little too prominent. Something like that I feel is better. Yeah, that's definitely better. So yeah, next up we'll just probably do the shading for the face, which is basically adding more color to the kind of pale ass face that I drew. So yeah, that's basically how that all kind of works for me. So what we kind of do is, I think what I'll actually do is actually turn down their skin tone just a little bit more. So I think what I'll do instead is I'll go in here and just bring up the luminosity of it. Something like that. That's pretty good. Yeah, just something like that kind of color. And then we still have this portion up here. That's still kind of adding some texture and some good shit to it, you know what I mean? It's adding that good shit. But basically what we'll do, we'll add some what's the word I'm looking for? Some shading to the top here, like where the bangs will be. So it's like some shading up here. And then we'll add some like darker flesh tones around this portion, around the mouth and the side of the face. And then kind of go from there. That's why the pale face. No, well, see, the thing is, if you make it like too dark to begin with, then when you do like all like the shading, you add more and more. What's what I'm looking for? When you add like more and more like darker shades of color to kind of give the skin some like volume and some like some presence. Basically, what happens is it just makes it too dark. So like you'll go from like, you know, because like if you kind of look at it, she kind of has like very kind of like big blotches of white, kind of like similar to this here and here. You see like the portions of the face kind of have like different kind of colors to it. That's kind of like the whole thing behind it. So you kind of have to it's like a give and take kind of relationship, to be completely honest with you, when it comes to that kind of stuff. You just kind of have to balance it out, because it's like sometimes if you go too heavy on the original color of the face, they end up looking like they're from like Malaysia, and it's like, well, it's supposed to be like a pale anime girl, so it doesn't really work the way I want it to. But yeah, so you just have to kind of find like that balance, I guess, and kind of go from there. But yeah, so I think what we'll do first, we'll kind of like draw like the overall shadows of like the bangs and all that kind of fun stuff, and then kind of like go from there. So yeah, having bangs is easy. It's something like my hair that you kind of see on me, for example, and there's no bangs. You're like, fuck, how do I fill up all this like blank space on my giant ass 5 head? Like, how the hell do I do that? And that's like where kind of just more advanced shading comes along, when you try and like play with the light to have it like come from like specific areas, like sides of the face, get you know, shaded in a specific area, or specifically like for example the outro screen. I played with the shit like with lighting a lot, because I wanted to try and give a little bit more volume to the face and make it look nicer. But in doing so, you know, you kind of have to sacrifice some stuff, you know, some details or something. If you don't, then it just means you did it better. But it all depends, really. So yeah. So yeah, pale face aside. So I think what we'll do, we'll actually just completely and utterly make this neck one dark shade of color. And we're probably doing a little bit too much of a purple color. We're probably gonna just bring down that saturation a little bit. More of like a gray. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. More of like a grayish purple. But like if the sun's gonna come in, for example, as like a reference here, if basically the sun's gonna be up here, right? You just grab like a very non-aggressive yellow. So if the sun's gonna be up here, for example, behind her, and we have the sun up here, and I cast rays like this, then we have to accommodate for it. So if there's gonna be something like that, that just means that simply to kind of accommodate where the things are coming from, it means that the light's gonna hit on these kind of areas here, on the side of the face, on this kind of stuff, but that means that this whole entire face here will be kind of cloaked in shadow. So like this whole entire area will probably be dark, right? Because basically all the sunlight that's coming down has to cast a shadow somewhere. So if it's hitting the top back of the head and wrapping to the front of the face, what's going to happen is that it's gonna obviously reflect in your shading and your coloring. If I make this all one vibrant thing, like there's a whole bunch of shading on this side, like, oh, she has light coming in here and from here, then it seems like the sun's coming up from this way, right? So it doesn't make much sense. So we have to kind of accommodate for the sun being at her back and kind of wrapping around her frame. So you probably have like sunlight around like the ear, for example, like say like right here, you might have some sunlight kind of refracting off the skin. You might have some sunlight here on the fingers and stuff, and maybe a little bit it kind of like wraps around onto the nose and like maybe like the lower portion of the chin, but like the rest of it should be in shadow because the whole entire back of the head here is the one capturing all that light because it's to her back, not her front, if that makes sense. That's like the kind of like biggest thing when it comes to drawing. If you're learning how to draw, is you need to learn how light works, because you can have a really good drawing, but if the shading's not right, it really takes away from it. A lot of people kind of see that. The brain is really weird with that. The brain, first of all, recognizes faces in a very weird way. You know, the uncanny valley, per se. And it also just like when things don't look right, like how the light refracts or how they might look or the anatomy, it triggers like a response in the brain. And it's very odd. It's cool to read about, but it's like an artist's worst nightmare if you get that kind of like weird vertigo from one of your drawings and someone kind of, you know, brings it up. It's just something you have to kind of like learn. I mean, I'm still learning, I'll be completely honest with you. That's why for the longest time I liked rim lighting, because rim lighting just means that there's like really no specific light source. It just comes from an area and you just do some like rim lighting, which just means like I just like sketch like the sides. So like this would be like rim lighting. It's like sketching like the sides of the hand here, and then like making it like glow would be like rim lighting. There's no commitment to it, and that's kind of like what I kind of fell into a trap for. But it did kind of teach me as well like how to do better, you know, gradients and stuff, because with rim lighting it doesn't really make it pop as much because there's not as much like drastic contrast and all that kind of stuff. I'm doing this completely wrong. I just talked about doing rim lighting, I just started doing it. Old habits die hard. But yeah, so that's Jerus's I'm a guy on the internet not knowing what I'm talking about lesson on how to shade stuff, which I'm still learning. Yeah, but basically what I do is I kind of like do like this very basic version of shading, and then what I might do is either because I do it for clothes, is I do like the more granular detail version, like how I'm doing this, and then like the broader strokes for the clothing, like for example like broader, you know, folds in the clothes and stuff. But for skin I either leave it simplistic looking, or that's what I'm looking for, or alternatively I do just one big whole thing. I think it really just depends. But right now we're kind of just focusing on this. We haven't like really like done like the color of lips yet, but I think that's fine. So once again, the sun's gonna kind of come in from here, so we're gonna have like the nose shadow come in a little bit. We might have it connect. We'll see how it looks in the end product. You know what? If we connect it now, we can just erase it later. So let's just do that. And we'll obviously like a little bit of shadow here. We have a little bit for the eyes. The edge of the face here. Definitely have somewhere around the opposite side of the face where basically there's gonna be no sunlight. Maybe have it wrap around like so. Have it wrap around the bottom of the face. You can kind of take a step back and see how that looks. Doesn't look so bad. I think we'll diverge from this for now. We might just leave it there like that, and then kind of come back to it later when we do like more advanced shading. So yeah, we'll obviously do the big gazongas. So get the gazongas done. Have it start off maybe like around the edge and have it like get a little bit more as the cloth gets a little bit more in there. Yeah. So then we can do something like that, and then maybe have a little bit of a line here where the shirt kind of comes in and gets like a little thinner around the edges like that. We have it kind of have a little bit of a shadow cast here. There we go. And we can do the hands and stuff. Oh, excuse me. Ah! But yeah. I don't know. I hope for those of you who are trying to draw that little blurge about me talking about shading was helpful. Because I don't know if it was. I'm nowhere near a teacher, so I'm just a guy on the internet. So we can probably do like a little bit of shading on the fingies. On little fingies. Little fingies here. We have one for like where the ribbon is, where the cleavage comes down. We have another for like where the cloth would overlap. I'm not too sure if we'll finish it today. We might not, and that's completely fine if we don't. But yeah, I mean, well, I guess we'll see what happens when we get there. Now, what I kind of do, I kind of take this like one step at a time. So we kind of have like this done, right? So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna add just like some color to the face. So we're just gonna do this, and maybe do like a probably do like a somewhat like reddish orange, very light. We can always like change the color and the hue and stuff later on. We might do like a reddish orange like here. Just on the face alone, right? We'll erase it after like where the fingies are and stuff, but kind of like blend it in a little bit. Maybe just bring it back just a little bit here. Erase it from where the fingies are, because we don't want it to be on the fingies. The fingies we do on a different layer. So we do the face on one, and if there's like hands and arms and stuff. Personally, I do it on a different layer. The neck is gonna be basically in shadow, so I'm not gonna worry about that. So yeah. Let's see. Try to bring that down just a little bit. Yeah, that looks good. And then we'll do like a more like orangey kind of like yellow color for this side of the face. It's all about colors. That's what it's all about. It's just all about finding what works for you and going forward with that. We'll probably have to move that down just a little bit. Something like that, for example. That's probably an alright kind of color there. We'll probably have it also like wrap around up here a little bit. Jerose, you're getting rid of your lines. Yes, I'm aware. I'm drawing it above the layer by accident. So there we go. Now, do a little before and after real quick. And also bring in our shading above it. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I think we're getting somewhere here. Oh no, that's the wrong layer. Oh god, it's like a horror movie. This can just be a laugh. So yeah, kind of get that merged in there, and I think afterwards we can kind of like take like a more like fleshy kind of color to our shading here. So I think what we'll also do is we'll kind of broaden our strokes a little bit. So we were kind of already touching it, like how I said before, but I think what we'll do is like now we'll kind of like go full out with our shading and kind of like go like a little bit more of like broader and more aggressive strokes. Oh, I'm not, are we? Yeah, okay. So make sure we're on, we're not gonna be drawing on the other layers here. Yeah, so I think what we'll do something like, I kind of want to be very finicky with this because we don't cover too much of the face. I do want to signify like, you know, portion of the heads in shadow. So I think what we'll do, we'll just kind of like bring it up like that a little bit. This is the tricky part, is the shading of the hair and the eyes. I think, and alternatively, what we might do is might do like a quick like just a darker skin tone, and kind of go with that. Or we can also just do it in post. You know, have everything be the same color, and then in post, do a little bit of movie magic with some overlays and kind of change around the color and make it look a little bit nicer. Add a little bit of darkness to the piece. So yeah, I think that's kind of what we're looking for here. We could probably do like a little line kind of coming down here like this. Kind of like that. Kind of give it some more of that that oomph. Maybe do like a little line here that kind of comes down like that. Maybe encapsulate all of it. Maybe do a little bit like around like the hand here. We don't want to go too crazy with it. We kind of also want to like, you know, have a little bit of flair. Welcome to the inside of Drew's head, where he talks to himself like a madman. Yeah, and we also need to add like skin tones and all that kind of fun stuff. But I mean, we'll get there. Like when it comes to like, you know, the lips and all that kind of stuff, the big old lips. When we do the lips and all that. Yeah, the hand's kind of round, so we kind of like want to signify that with this shading. There we go. There we are. Maybe have it kind of come down here, because this part will probably be all in shadow. So probably just have like the little fingy kind of come down here like this. That's pretty good actually. Kind of come down like that along the hand. Probably have like a little bit of stuff here where the thumb is. Probably have the thumb come down and connect to it. That's a little bit too much. There's always, it's never bad to have too much, but then there's too much, you know. It's alright to have little details as well. We don't want to go too far zoomed in, because then you won't be able to see it. So you kind of like, that's like my biggest problem, is that I tend to zoom in a lot, as you guys have probably already noticed. So I kind of like have to take a step back, be like, oh wait, I can't be fully zoomed in. I have to kind of take a step back here, and that's like the best part to do, like with shading, is taking that step back and kind of like seeing how stuff looks from far away, because that's how most people are going to view it. They're not going to view it like super zoomed in, like Cortana enhance. You know, they're gonna give it a quick look from the side and call it a day there. So you want to make sure that it sticks out, just like, you know, a normal browser opening it or something. All right. Yeah, I think we're pretty much good there. We have little kind of stuff here and there. I think what we can do now is kind of like add a nice like bit of color and kind of like gradient and stuff to all this kind of, all these bangs and all this good stuff. I think we can, I mean, this is still kind of bugging me here. Let's see if we can maybe just something like that. You know what? It probably doesn't help that I messed up the bangs. I messed up the bangs. Yeah, I did mess them up. That's why I don't like this. Yeah, let's delete these. Sorry, bangs. It was my fault. I messed you guys up. So yeah, that's my bad. So basically, I was on the right track. So take this here, kind of bring it across. Go to like a 12 brush. And then we'll do like another layer here. And basically, we're just gonna put it slightly offset. Maybe a 8 brush would work better. Yeah, that works better. Kind of multiply the, or let's just say duplicate the original strand a little bit further back on the forehead. Sometimes it gets a little cut off, like how it will here, but that's fine. And then you have like obviously like the big ones here that might, you know, actually come down a little bit, like that. You have like this one here. I'll probably connect to the rest. Ah, no, please. There we go. No, please, I just want to draw hair. There we go. We do like a little bit of a more significant line there to show that. There we are. That looks a little bit better. And now we can do our good old-fashioned satisfying thing of merging these all together. This is all one cohesive thing. Yeah! And now, we can do my fun part that I like doing. More gradients. So we're gonna take this off, it's gonna look a little wonky. And we're just gonna find like a nice like pinkish color. Or maybe like a nice, kind of like fleshy orange, pink. Which we can always play around with a little bit. Oh no, wrong layer. There we go. And like this. You could probably do it along the neck as well, kind of like around this area here. And then probably like a little bit up here. Do a little bit around this area. We don't have to make it completely, but we kind of like want to have some separation from each kind of thing. It's also like just like more like warm earthy tones we're kind of going for in specific areas. Kind of like give like that nice contrast, that nice gradient look. And also kind of like vary it up a little bit. So like for like this part here, we'll probably do like a little bit more of like an earthy color. And grab our little blur tool and just blur it on up. It becomes like a really nice like fleshy kind of gradient color, and it kind of like really comes together well. Unless I mess it up like how I just did. I need a smaller blur tool. There we go. And do the same here. It becomes like this, like down here is like a great example. It becomes like this nice like fleshy kind of hue. Is that a weird word? Fleshy? Fleshy. A little bit of a blur up here. I'll probably change it actually for this little area. Have it instead be along this part, like that. And then grab our little blur tool here. Don't want to make it too nonchalant there. There we go. And yeah, I think what we could do with our little purple here is actually change the color just around a little bit to kind of better contrast. So probably maybe bring up the thing here, maybe make it a little bit more purple. Oh, that's a little too much purple. Kind of do something like this here. If this will work, then we're thinking of portals. If it doesn't, then we're not. Just that simple. Might also just be like the wrong kind of shade of purple I'm going with. We kind of want to, there we go. That's what we kind of want. How does that look from far away? It looks pretty good. Not so much of a contrast. There we go, something like that. Maybe a little bit less. We'll probably bring this down just a little bit, the kind of fleshy tones. So something like this will look pretty dang good. So all we're gonna do here is just copy this layer, hide this one here, just as a backup. So we're just gonna name it as backup, just in case if we don't like it in the end, we can always change stuff around and we aren't kind of like restricted, if that makes sense. And there we go. That's kind of like what we're looking at. I think we can bring down it just a little bit in the opacity, kind of something like there. And that looks pretty good so far. Kind of like maybe flip it around, take it a quick peek-see. Yeah, then we can always play with the hue and the saturation of it. You know, we can do like a more like, if we wanted to, we can do like more like fleshy tone like that. Or we could do like a more, you know, kind of like something crazy. But no, so I think what we'll do is we'll stick with like that nice like purple color and that kind of like fleshy color. Maybe bring it down just a little bit. Something like there. It's a little change, but I feel like it's enough to kind of bring a better look to it. Okay, cool. So we have that down. Okay, so we have this kind of portion of the face. We can probably change that around just a little bit. Maybe have it hug the edge just a little bit more, like that. And then, yeah, so we have like the kind of like overall, like a little bit of shading and color going on, and we can kind of keep it going. Maybe add like a bit of pink here for like the lip. So we can do that right now for example. Yeah, we can probably also add like, for example, like we have like this little portion here, right? We can probably add the same thing. So if we like, for example, just brought this up here so I get the color. And then open up another layer and kind of like put it like underneath like the eyes here. And give it some color around the eyes. It doesn't be perfect, in my mind anyways, because we're just gonna blend it. So it doesn't do too much if it's just like a perfect line. As I make it a perfect line. But yeah, so we can probably we'll probably have to also kind of like minimize this just a little bit, kind of give it some more of that pop. That looks pretty good. pretty decent. We could probably bring down the opacity just a little bit. By a little bit, I mean by a decent amount. And there we go. Gonna add some color to the face. We could probably bring that up just a little bit more. And also, oopsie. Bring up, oh, no, I want to bring the whole thing. No, please. Probably bring this up too. We'll just take a quick step back, take a peek-see, see what we think of it. It looks pretty decent. There is some stuff in the middle I kind of want to get rid of. Right there. And now we can just take the blur tool again and just fix it up. There we go. That's better. That's kind of like what the look I was going for there. Cool. And like this is what I mean. Like when we do like, you know, the more like paler face, it helps us like give like better contrast and stuff. So yeah. I think like I said, we'll do the lip maybe a little bit last here. But I think what's next really is I guess I'd do like some rosy cheeks if we want to do that. Do some of them rosy cheeks. So we can probably get like maybe a little bit of like a, I usually do like a darker red. I know we can probably go with like a little bit of like a pink, like a magenta. Kind of go from there. So we can just basically what I do, granted, it's not what everyone should do. What I do is I just kind of do something like this. Probably have a little bit on the nose, but we'll add that after. We'll just kind of blend it in a little bit. Probably bring on the opacity as well. But it kind of adds that kind of blushy kind of tone to the skin. And then we can probably do the same, if not a little bit more of like a reddish tone. More like magenta on the nose. Oopsie. Okay, and then we can, as I zoom in super fucking close. So do something there. Maybe do like a little bit of a blotch here, a little bit of a blotch there. Oh, that's the eraser tool, not the blur tool. Drews, what are you doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Ah, panic. And maybe do like a little bit of a redness here. Just kind of give it a tap, 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 tap. And then we can probably bring that down just a little bit. I think that's kind of like what we're going for. Kind of see like the before and after, right? Probably merge just a little bit more on this side. It kind of has like a little bit too much of its color. There we go. There we go. Bring that back up. That looks pretty damn good. Probably bring down that nose a little bit as well. There we go. If anything, we can take like a little bit of our tool here if we really want it to. Kind of grab this kind of color. And then just grab our blur tool very tiny like. Just slightly blur it to the point that only like the little bit of the tip remains. It looks so bad. I might have done it in the wrong spot though. Like that. And kind of blur it. Not so bad. Probably do a little bit more of a hardcore blur. That looks better. Okay, cool. We're getting somewhere, boys. And I think if anything, we can always play around, like I said, like with the saturation and with the hue of it to see if we want like more of like a fleshy color. That's actually exactly what we need. Something like that. Probably do the same here for this. Do a little bit of color correction. Something like that. Like I said, small fixes, but to me it's big. So yeah, I feel like this is kind of coming along together well. Pretty well. I feel like we're kind of getting somewhere. I feel like this can be moved over just a little bit more. Kind of like right there. I feel like that's kind of like what we're going with here. And then obviously we need a little bit of a lip here. So we can Be like a nice, like, kind of, I like that color, actually. And just draw, like, the bit of, like, the bottom lip. Kind of like something like so. You don't have to be, like, a huge amount. It could be, like, just, like, something, like, small. Something like this. Just enough to give it kind of, like, some prominence, but not enough to overwhelm, anyways. Like how I just did. Probably just smooth out some of the edges. Like so. Kind of like that. We could probably cut it down just a little bit here with a soft layer. With our soft eraser, I should say. Something like that. And then maybe drag it over just a little bit. It doesn't need to be like a huge prominent thing, but maybe not something that small. It's kind of just me fiddling with stuff. Like I said, we're taking it year by year off the cuff. Nowhere near professional. Okay, so we got kind of what we're looking for here. I am curious if we could do like something like a multiply. I think we might stick with something like that because we can still see like the colors and stuff poking through. And then for like a little bit of the lip here, oh, it's on the same layer. Oh no! Let's fix that. We're just gonna copy pasta. There we go. Copy pasta that lip. So it's kind of was a nice color, but we are gonna change that to a little bit more of like a pink, I feel. I'll bring down the thing, bring up the saturation a little bit. Bring it to like that kind of like nice pink color. There we go. And we can just simply grab our blur tool like always and just give a little bit of a blur along the edge. Not too heavy on the blur, but just enough. And then we can grab like the original, kind of like somewhat like white portion of the face, like the pale portion, I should say. We can kind of simply do some shiny lines. The lip. Something along those kind of lines. Maybe a little bit smaller. Or a little bit changing of position, I should say. That was almost perfect. Do something like this. Here we go. This is more like what we're looking for. And then we can do like a big circle here. There we go. And we can simply just delete that line that goes underneath it, which is kind of like my placeholder for like the kind of like lip, I should say. I just need to find it. Where is it? Where's my line? There it is. No, wait, no, it wasn't. Where is it? I think it's, there it is. And we can delete that there. And then we can also take our shading or like a little bit of our shading lines here and delete that. Oh no, it's not fully gone. Oh no, please. Where is it left? Is it left on something? Where are you? There you are. And is that a line there? It is. Get rid of that shit. There we go. Okay, there we go. So, I wonder what we would look like too if we got rid of little tongue line. I kind of want the mouth to be like seamless in a way. There we go. I think that's looking pretty dang good so far, boys. We don't have to do the same for the rest of the thing. Like the hands can kind of be like a little iffy, but we definitely want to do something for like down here. So we can kind of like do the same. So what we can do is once again, find our little layer here. We can probably also just blur this because now it's kind of showing through. There we go. Bring this up here. Copy that. Bring it back down. And the only thing we gotta do is make sure that we stay on the same layer here as whatever these are going to be, because if we mess it up, then we might not look so hot in the end. I'll be honest, I have not drawn exposed cleavage in a very long time, so I'm a little nervous about this. We might do it around the top, like where the cloth would be. Or it kind of hugs it a little bit. Something like that. Though, we could probably do what we did for the face and just simply bring it up a little bit. And then probably what we will do is we'll take like this like little blush color. First of all, gotta get some of that off the hands. There we go, get that off the hands. They did merge onto them and we don't want that. We missed, I think something else is on there too that we have to get rid of. Yep, there's the culprit. Go. So have something like that, and then maybe take a little bit of our like our blush here. Kind of bring back down. Probably do the same thing, just kind of like around this kind of area. And then something like this. And then maybe, just maybe, take something like this here. Make it on its own layer, because we might have to fiddle around with some shit. And just simply draw it along these portions of the lines. It's probably gonna be too big, but you know, we're experimenting here. Or it was just big enough. I think that looks pretty good. Oh, probably also do that. There we go. I think that looks pretty good, actually. I think we can spare some space to it. Still have some of that pale color going on. We do want some of that kind of paleness to kind of peek through. We don't want it completely shaded. I think that looks pretty good, not gonna lie, boys. If anything, I feel like maybe we could do something like this here. See how that looks in a second when we zoom out. Yeah, it looks a little better, not gonna lie. Okay, we're making progress here. I think what we'll probably do next is... This here looks fine, but I don't like how low it is, or I don't like how high it is, so we'll just kind of like bring it a little bit lower. It's like right here, or we can bring it up actually. Maybe put it at the top here. I'll probably do that actually. That looks pretty good. Okay, cool. We're making progress. We got the cleavage done, boys. I'll probably do a little bit of red up here as well, along the ear. I'll make it look a little blushy. I do a little bit more actually. Probably just merge it behind the hair. There we go. So kind of get that kind of look. Dun 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 dun. And then I think what we'll do, we'll actually take our little our blush. I believe is this one here. Yep. And actually draw some of it up here on the tips. On the tippy tip. The tippy tip. Kind of like that. I think that looks pretty good. I think we're making good progress. I think we can do like a little bit of stuff here, like on the hands. Do like a little bit of Oh, I took the wrong color. Oopsie. There you go. Something like that. And we can also maybe put some on the hand here, like right there. Probably put one on the hand, like around here. Because I originally had a different opacity, so it won't be as prominent, but it's something. Just add some color to the hands. That was where we were at before. And there we go. Kind of gives that nice kind of gradient skin tone color, and it's looking pretty damn good, not gonna lie. I wonder if we should do a little bit here as well, around the end of it. I like the idea. I don't like how much there was though, so we just have to maybe change the amount to something like that, and then we can do it. There we go. That's probably more like what we're going for. Okay, so we got all this stuff. It's looking pretty damn good. We still have to do what we do, like little brush lines, right? Little blush lines, blush. Yeah. So I think we can do that. So do like maybe like a nice. I need a thin line, maybe around 3. And it's going to be prominent before we kind of change the opacity and what its main primary function is going to be. I do the same over here. Oh, that's not what I want. Ah! Like that. And now we might just do a multiply layer, or we might do a what do we want to do? We could do. Still learning this. We're kind of just playing with it right now. Let's see. Exclusion? Oh no, that's not what we want. Yeah. Maybe probably bring down the opacity just a little bit. That's kind of like the look we're going for. We don't want to be too prominent, but it's still there, you know. I keep it a nice like that kind of thing. So it's still somewhat seen. I think if anything, we can take this off this here and just simply grab like this kind of color and then just simply kind of like blend it. I like my blending, all right? Don't at me, chat. I like my blends. My coffee blend. I do like coffee though. I mean, I'm more of a tea guy though. Oh no. You guys like chat? Do you guys like coffee? Do you guys like tea? Do you guys like both? It's fine if you like both. There's nothing wrong with that. Both very good. I think it depends on the mood. Okay. So that's pretty damn good for the skin. I think we're pretty much there. I do notice one little thing, and that is I want to change. I don't think she has any nail polish. Coco, where's your model? Maybe some nail polish? Question mark? Is that nail polish? Is that just her skin? I guess we'll find out. If it doesn't look good, I'll just make it skin. So I know people like Gouda, for example. She has like blue nail polish on her fingers. But I know like people like Watson, she doesn't. So I don't know. I don't know if Coco has nail polish on her. I guess we'll see how it looks. I mean, it doesn't look bad. What if we just do like a nice screen? And bring down the opacity just a little bit. Doesn't look bad. Do we have another picture? Oh, we don't. We have a retirement thing. Granted, it's a 3D model. 3D models even have fingernails. 3D model, you failed me. You failed me, 3D model. I'm not too sure if Coco has fingies. Let me check Google real quick. Do you have painted fingernails, Coco? No, it looks like they're flesh colored. Okay. Cool. Then we'll keep what we're kind of going for here. I think what we'll do, we'll instead do like a multiply, something like that. Kind of keep that nice dark color, or we could just do normal. Normal would also work. There we go, something like that. Speaking of colors, we also need to do something for the ear, so I think we'll just do the same thing. There we go. And then do like a quick multiply. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm dying. So we have like the inside mouth portion. So I think what we're gonna do instead, we're gonna take our tongue and we're gonna do like typical anime thing, right? And we're just gonna. Oh God, I forgot it wasn't on a selection. You know what I can do instead? Is this fully colored? Yep. There we go. And then, to put it simply, we want to have like a... Well, we fully want this to be like this, right? And then we can do this, do like a multiply layer, grab our background, We want it to be like typical anime fashion. It kind of just has it like in like the corner of the mouth here. And then let's see. So we'll have like if there were teeth, there'd be teeth here, and then this would kind of come down, kind of form like a circle per se. Dun, 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 dun. What am I missing here? I'm missing something. I'm missing something. I'm missing something, chat. My brain, it's not working. I think it would be more like, yeah. Something like that, actually, is what we're going for. Yeah, and then we're gonna have like, maybe it'll be like, maybe a little bit longer there. Goes on a little bit further. Maybe hugs the line a little bit over here. And then we want this to be much darker though. We want this to be like almost like a black. We'll just bring down the saturation. Something like that actually would be like a good color. Now I see that color, I realize that we probably should make it less. Less is sometimes more. Great thing about it is that once we get to a point that we like it, like there, I can simply just move it around until I get to the point where I like it. Something like that, and maybe have like a little bit of the corner here. Something like that. And then that will be basically like our top layer. What we're going to do instead is we are going to then take our little tongue layer. We are going to just simply draw a line like this. Do a little bit of multiply. Something like that. And then what we're going to do instead, we're going to take our saturation and hue. And we want it to be like a somewhat like darker. Something along the lines of kind of like that, actually. Yeah, it's kind of like what we're looking for here. And just kind of take it and, oh, that's what I want. Something like that. But we kind of like want to form like the mouth, right? Like the tongue. So we'll probably take that there, erase this portion here, kind of like that. And then we'll just smooth that out the line. There we go. Grab this again. Make it a little bit darker. Oopsie. What did I do? What did I do? I did something. There we go. I don't know what I did, but I did something. And this one we'll actually do a little bit of a blur with. And we'll do a multiply. Make it a little bit darker. Bring this down a little bit. There we go. It's kind of like what we're looking for here. I think the only thing we're going to do is just make it slightly more like so. Yeah, something like that. I think that looks very good. We're good. We're cruising, boys. We're cruising. The shading for me is like the slowest part. I kind of can get done with the line art and the rough pretty quick, but it's the shading that I'm kind of like very meticulous with. I know some people don't like that. I know some people find that boring, and I apologize for that, but just how I draw, man, I can't control it. my fingies do what my brain wants, and I can't say no sometimes. It's just how it works. I'm sorry. Okay, so that's the tongue. I do notice it's something I don't like here, and it's this. Specifically the neck. I want more of this neck. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna copy that. Get rid of the backup, put it here. Erase this kind of like line leading down. I'm just gonna give it a good old blendy blend. Maybe bring it down just a little bit for the color. You know what? Actually, I don't want it to be a straight line. I want it to be like more curved here. Kind of like that, actually. Probably actually do something like that. There we go. That's probably what I'm looking for. Let's just blend that and see how it looks. Yeah, it's kind of what I was going for. So let's keep that there. Perfect. And then kind of bring this up maybe just a little bit. Oh. Right up like there. Erase this portion here. Once again, give it a little bit of a blur. I think we can move it down just a tad bit. There we go. Now we're thinking with portals, boys. Now we're thinking with portals. And so far, yeah, that's come out pretty damn good, I feel. I feel like we've made good progress with the face and the skin. Yeah, I think it came out pretty good. Just kind of want to go over a few things and just kind of double check. I'm always looking. I'm always looking to see if something's off. I feel like we can maybe move this a little bit. We've kind of been playing with this back and forth a good amount. It's been kind of teasing each other a little bit, but I feel like I can move this around a little bit more to the center here. Kind of like there. And then grab the little blur tool once more and maybe just do a little bit more of a blur on it. Kind of like that. I feel like that's better. Okay. If anything, I feel like we should maybe do that on the fingies down here and up here a little bit. Just give it some more, like a little bit more life and color to it. So why don't we do that before we move on? I know we stick around the flesh for a long time. I'm sorry. The skin is something that I've always kind of spent the most time on, and everything else kind of is a more easier time. The skin I just really prioritize along with the eyes, but we don't have eyes to do for this one, so we're kind of safe for now. For now. And then we'll see how this looks with the fingies. We might not like it, and we might like it, but that's the whole that's the point of testing stuff. Looks like she just went to a fresh bag of Cheetos. I don't want them that yellow. Try and move these out a little bit so it's not as yellow. I want those Cheeto fingies. See how this looks. Doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad. I kind of want to merge this a little bit more. There we go. I feel like that makes it look better. Okay, cool. Meme review. Yeah, so the face is done. The face. And I think what we'll do next... Oh, we haven't done anything for the clothes. Oh, shit. Okay. I think we'll do a little bit more gradient for the clothes real quick. So we'll just do this. Probably make it like a little bit of a gray. And I won't do anything else. I'll do like a hardcore gray for this gradient. Do some hardcore gray. There we go. Probably do some stuff right there. Yeah, that'll probably be good. Because everything else will be kind of like cloaked in shading and all that fun stuff. All this stuff's kind of like out and exposed a little bit. Don't be this prominent, but I do want to kind of erase a portion of it right here. I feel like, yeah, I did. I missed a portion of stuff here. There we go. And we can kind of bring this down a little bit. Okay, cool. So next up, we got this here. We got our little trusty tool. Mouse good tools. We got our little tools here, which are not to my liking for the color. So let's change that real quick. Yeah. There we go. That's more like the color I was looking for. Yeah, there we go. Let's go ahead and just grab that cooler. And we can just do my basic stuff, which is, like I said, when I do like the fine details of the lines. Like that. It kind of comes down here, kind of goes down there. We have the little lines for the blouse. Oops, probably just do one. There we go. Have this here, and it'll probably come out like that. Once again, make sure it's multiply. Kind of bring this down here. These are kind of like overlapping clothes, so we're going to make sure that that kind of signifies that with our shading here. That overlapping there, this is overlapping here. This is overlapping in this area. Kind of looking for like a very painterly style. This is kind of like what we're kind of like wanted to go with our lines and for our shading. So we have that, kind of keep bringing that down there, bring this down here. Dun 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 dun. We probably won't go for much longer because we started pretty late today. And we'll probably leave the rest for probably tomorrow, I feel, is when we'll possibly finish this tomorrow. So I feel like we'll be good. I kind of want to finish it by the end of the week, but something came up today, so I kind of had to manage that first, sadly. But, you know, art waits for no man, but the man has to be here to draw it. But yeah, we should be fine to finish it tomorrow. I kind of wanted to have it released by the end of the week, this week, but, you know, we just didn't get there. But that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Kind of have that right there. Okay. Do a little bit of portion here. Do a little portion here. And then a little bit of there. The hair is going to be in front of it, so we want to make sure we do that. This will be here. The cuff. This portion of the sleeve will probably like turn inwards a little bit. And come down here. Oh, whoops. Come down here. Come down there. Same thing here. I think we already kind of did it, but there we go. Something like that. And yeah, maybe do like a little bit of a line here, a little bit of a line there, line there, line here, line here. Something subtle. Just little subtle lines. Nothing too prominent, nothing too crazy, because we're about to do the crazy part. Okay. And now, here comes the crazy part. We grab this, copy paste, and we go to, excuse me, we go to town. So, yeah, basically, we'll just be filling in like little portions here. Like this part will probably be like concaved in a little bit. You know, there's really not much folds in the clothes besides down here. So, you know, obviously we'll fill in this portion here. Like this will kind of come up here like this, probably have this portion of the clothing kind of circle around. Once again, kind of committing to that, this painterly style we wanted. Probably, you know, something like this, and maybe charts out like that. Something like that, for example. I'm just trying to get wrinkles in the clothes, you know, it's like this might be like something like that, and they meet up and then they connect over here. Forms that like kind of like a wrinkle in the clothing. Same thing here, could be something like this. You know, and the clothing kind of meets and it will kind of hang out. And delete that portion there. There we go. And then same over here, because we have these little things here. So probably come out here, and this part would probably be all shaded there. It just kind of gives it that kind of painterly kind of, kind of painterly kind of look. Things might come down here, and they might connect, leading down here, for example. Folds and clothes. You don't have to do it like this. You can just kind of keep it simple if you want. I mean, like I said, I like to be complicated. And this probably isn't the right way to doing anything. I'm probably messing something up, so don't take it after me. But it's just the kind of style I found that I like and I like doing. I kind of enjoy the painterly kind of style and look to it, but I do enjoy the other styles as well. I bring this down here, just kind of want to clean up some of this white space. There we go, something like that. Clean all that up. Kind of take a step back, see how it looks. Looks pretty good. Probably take this portion here and just color this all in. Probably make it curve up there. Curve this line, make it nice and straight. Probably make this like kind of like this, and then bring it down. Yeah, and then we probably do the same here for these lines. Probably, you know, have like a little bit of an interconnection. For this one, it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's obvious, but we kind of want to go like against the grain a little bit. So like have like a little line here and then kind of bring it down. Kind of have like the bend in the clothes from, you know, the breasts. Kind of like that. Kind of once again, do the same thing here. And bring it down like that. Same thing. Bring it up, bring it down. Do 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 do. Ha wow wow ba na na na. If we really want to get kind of frisky, we kind of just do something like this, where we basically draw this big old line down the center, because you know everything curls up. But I don't think we can. I think that doesn't look too great. Or alternatively, what we can do is we can just simply erase this portion here. Dun, 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 dun. Something like that. You have to draw this little line here, though. Once again. Oh no! There we go. Okay. And for this one, like I said, we could probably do something like this. And something like that. All right. We probably wouldn't make this as prominent, so we'll probably bring it down to like 65%. 65%. And kind of go with this. There we go, that looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty decent. I think we're getting somewhere. All right. It is getting fairly late. We could probably do the cream first, actually. Let's do that first. Yeah, let's do that. We have enough time. This won't take too long. Probably do like... let's do something like this. There we go. Do a little bit of lining lines like that. There we are. Just have a little bit of it creep up like there. A bit of a cream, the little cream thing here. And then we can just do our biggie lines, so we can kind of have it kind of somewhat moving about like so. Showing the curves. Maybe doing like a little bit of something like this. Won't really be much in the middle, so maybe we should do like a little bit of a gradient, kind of like fill up that empty space with some color. Maybe just move this up just a little bit more, to like it's like to the center. Oh no! Oh no! There we go. Yeah, maybe do like a little bit of a gradient here. We could probably bring down once again the opacity. I want to keep it on the same playing field a little bit, so it doesn't look like it gets shaded more than the other on one portion of it. I think we can grab a little bit of a multiply here and just bring it along the bottom, right there, along the teeth of it. I guess we want to call it the teeth. There we go. All right, I think we'll call it there for tonight. We're making progress. We're making progress. Hey, welcome back, by the way. Sorry I didn't see that earlier. But yeah, we're making progress. It's already getting kind of late, so sadly it's only be like an hour and a half stream. I don't think we'll go too much longer. But tomorrow, we'll definitely finish this up. because it's coming together pretty well, and I'm excited, and I want to get out as soon as possible. So yeah. That has been our quick little Sunday stream for only about like hour and a half. But yeah, so probably tomorrow we'll do the hair, we'll do the rest of the closing, we might do the background. We'll see how far we get and how long it takes. But the kind of hard part's behind us now, so we just really have like, you know, what's left in front of us. So yeah, until next time, I'll see you all either tomorrow or whenever you guys decide to tune back in. It's been fun. This is coming together really well, and gladly we have another 3 odd days to get this done before Coco graduates. So yeah, until then, thanks for stopping by and having a good time, and I will see you all next time. Adios. Have a very good night or evening or morning, whatever time it is, and bye-bye.